Mastering the G sound can transform your English pronunciation. Now, that may sound like a bold claim, but bear with me for a bit. The G sound is a consonant sound, and it's more common in English than you might think. It's the sound that gives words their substance, their grit, their groove, and their gusto. It's a sound that once perfected can truly enhance your English pronunciation. Consider a few examples. The G sound is the first sound you hear in the word garden. It's the gentle hum that opens the word girl. It gives glass its clarity, and it propels the word go. It's the hidden gem in the word hungry, and it's the sturdy foundation of the word bag. It lends strength to leg. It's the life of egg, and it makes bigger, even bigger. Did you notice anything common in all these words? Yes, they all have the G sound. Some have it at the beginning, some have it in the middle, and some have it at the end. But they all share this unique sound that gives them their character, their identity, and in a way, their soul. But wait, there's more. The G sound doesn't just appear in words beginning with G. It can also show up in words spelled with an X, like exam and exactly. In these cases, the G sound is subtler, softer, but it's still there, playing its part, adding depth and dimension to the words. So, let's say these words again. Garden, girl, glass, go, hungry, bag, leg, egg, bigger, exam, exactly. Repeat them. Feel the G sound rolling off your tongue, resonating in your mouth and flowing out into the world. See how the G sound plays a crucial role in these words? Practice saying these words focusing on the G sound. Because understanding and mastering the G sound is not just about pronunciation, it's about gaining confidence in your English. It's about expressing yourself clearly and effectively. And above all, it's about unlocking the power of your voice. Now it's time to dive deeper into the G sound. To make this sound, the back of your tongue should rise to meet the velum. That's the soft part of the roof of your mouth, just behind the hard part. The G sound is voiced, which means your vocal cords should vibrate as you produce the sound. You can feel this by placing your hand on your throat. Let's try it together, shall we? G-G-G. Notice how the back of your tongue rises and there's a slight vibration in your throat? That's the G sound in action. Now let's break it down a little further. To make the G sound, you start with your mouth slightly open. Your tongue is at rest, not touching anything in your mouth. Then, as you start the sound, the back of your tongue rises and touches the velum. You should feel a slight buildup of pressure as your tongue blocks the air from escaping. Then release that pressure by lowering your tongue and letting the air out. That's when you get the G sound. It's like a mini explosion of sound from the back of your mouth. Let's try it again. G-G-G. Feel your tongue rise and fall and your vocal cords vibrate. Now let's practice with some words. Say garden. The G sound is right there at the beginning. Girl, glass, go. Each of these words starts with the G sound. You can also find the G sound in the middle or at the end of words like hungry, bag, leg, egg, and bigger. The G sound can also appear in words where you might not expect it. For example, in the words exam and exactly, the G sound is represented by an X. Can you guess the beginning of the dialogue? That's right, it's, are you going to jog again? Remember, practice makes perfect. Repeat the G sound until you feel comfortable with it. Now you're ready to pronounce words with the G sound. Let's take a moment to revisit the list of words we discussed in Scene 1, and this time, we'll break them down, emphasizing the G sound. As we go through each word, feel free to repeat after me. Our first word is garden, G-arden. Notice how the G sound is strong and clear at the beginning of the word. Next we have girl, G-earl. Again, the G sound starts the word off with a firm, solid sound. Moving on to glass, G-lass. The G sound here is followed by a soft L, but it still stands out. The next word is go, G-O. Even in this short word, the G sound is unmistakable. Let's look at hungry, hun-ji-ri. The G sound in this word is a bit more subtle, nestled between the N and the R. Next up, bag, beiji. The G sound here ends the word with a definitive punch, to leg, li-ji. Just like with bag, the G sound rounds off the word, is egg, egeg. Here the G sound is doubled up for an even stronger impact. Let's tackle bigger, bai-gi-jur. G sound in this word is in the middle, bridging the two syllables. On to exam, exam. G sound is silent in this one, but don't forget it's still there in the spelling. Lastly, we have exactly, exactly. Just like exam, the G sound is silent, but it's crucial to remember it when writing the word job. Remember to keep practicing these words with the G sound. More you practice, the more natural it will become, and before you know it, you'll be pronouncing the G sound like a pro. Up the good work. We've mastered words with the G sound. Now let's move to phrases. Our first phrase is, can you guess the beginning of the dialogue? This phrase has 3 G sounds. Let's break it down. Repeat after me. Can you guess the beginning of the dialogue? Notice how your vocal cords vibrate each time you pronounce the G sound in guess, beginning, and dialogue. Feel the power of the G sound resonating from your throat. Now let's take it slow and repeat the phrase one word at a time. Can you guess the beginning of the dialogue? Each word is distinct, but when said together, they flow smoothly. It's like a beautiful melody, isn't it, that we've got that down? Let's move on to our second phrase. Are you going to jog again? This sentence also has 3 G sounds. Repeat after me. Are you going to jog again? The G sounds in going, jog, and again are pronounced with the same vibration in your vocal cords. Break it down. Are you going to jog again? Repeat it slowly, then gradually increase your speed. It's like learning to ride a bike, isn't it? At first you take it slow and steady, but with practice, you pick up speed, and before you know it, you're riding like a pro. Remember, it's okay to stumble. What's important is that you keep going. Let's repeat both phrases once more. Can you guess the beginning of the dialogue? And, are you going to jog again? Notice the G sounds, feel them, embrace them. The G sound might seem challenging at first, but with practice and repetition, it becomes second nature. So, keep practicing these phrases, and soon, you'll be pronouncing the G sound like a native speaker. You're doing fantastic! Remember, repetition is the key to mastering the G sound. You've come a long way in mastering the G sound. This consonant sound, so common in the English language, is a crucial part of communication, and you've made significant strides in your pronunciation journey. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We started by understanding the power of the G sound, a voiced consonant that can change the meaning of a word entirely. As essential as the roots in a garden, providing a strong foundation for language growth. Remember, it's not just about saying it, it's about saying it right. We then broke down the G sound, exploring its nuances and learning how to produce it correctly. We discovered it's all about the back of the tongue meeting the soft part of the roof of your mouth, a little dance that creates the distinctive G sound. Next, we delved into word pronunciation, practicing a variety of words with the G sound. We started with simple words like girl, glass, and go. Then we moved on to words with G in the middle or at the end, like hungry, bag, leg, and egg. Let's not forget those words where G takes on a bigger role, like bigger. We also tackled phrases and dialogues, adding a layer of complexity to our practice. We asked questions like, can you guess the beginning of the dialogue, and are you going to jog again? Each phrase was an opportunity to practice and perfect the G sound. Remember, mastery is a journey, not a destination. Keep practicing these words and phrases on your own. Say them aloud, use them in sentences, and listen for the G sound in your everyday conversations. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. Keep practicing, and soon the G sound will come naturally to you. Goodbye for now, and keep up the good work.